Alright, how's it going YouTube? Chris back here with another video, and for today's episode or vlog, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to be going over my oil change on my 2015 Ralliart. So the reason I'm doing that is because I'm kind of stuck in the house, for one, due to the COVID-19 situation right now, and two, it's just due for an oil change, and I already have all the stuff that I need. I have my oil, I have my filter. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and do a little challenge. I want to see how long it's actually going to take me from start to finish to get this done. If I could beat a Jiffy Lube 30-minute oil change. I highly doubt I can with the tools that I have, but we're going to go ahead and see how long it actually does take me to accomplish that task. So I'm thinking no longer than 45 minutes. That's to raise the car, get underneath it, and start to finish to resetting the odometer in the car. But yeah, so before we go any further, go ahead and lay down in the comments below what you think the time frame would be if you guys have done this challenge yourself, if this even is a challenge. But yeah, so I'm thinking no longer than 45 minutes. But to go ahead and kick things off, this has been in the garage, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take her around the block a couple times, get the oil warmed up. That way it picks up all the debris that sits down in the bottom of your pan, and it kicks that up so it's all exfoliated, I guess that's what you could say. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and drive this around, come back, and we'll start that challenge. Alright, there's your routine maintenance required. That is notifying me of that oil change that I need. And for those of you wondering, there is my mileage readout, 44,000. And would you look at this little gem right here? Yeah, the whole pandemic. Let's see. This would just make it 20 times harder to understand what I'm actually saying, because during this whole situation, I'm still working currently, but at work you can never see people's lips, and it's something you don't really realize until you're doing it. But you read people's lips a lot more than what you think, so it's a little harder to understand what I would say if I had to put this mask on and video vlog. So it's just something to think about if you guys do go out and about. I do have to say, it's freaking beautiful for a Florida morning. It's 78 degrees out right now, so the garage shouldn't be too hot, and that always makes maintenance a lot more fun to do, and nobody likes to do it in a hot, sweaty garage. All right, as you can see, oil is all warmed up, and we're pretty much set. All right, hood is popped, and call it cheating, but I'm gonna go ahead and prepare myself now. So what I have set up for the job is, obviously I'm gonna jack the car up. So I got my jack stands and safety blocks. Put these on the rear of your car. Safety first, right? I have a little snubby screwdriver, Phillips head. This is gonna be help to remove the under tray. I have a 10mm socket. I have a wrench for the oil drain plug itself. I have this adapter to go ahead and get off my my oil filter, which today I'm using the Mobile One M1 104 Alpha. Here is a new gasket that goes up to your drain plug, and I'm using Mobile One 5W30 full synthetic. You guys can use whatever you want to use. That's just what I'm using. Guys, stay hydrated. It goes back to safety. Here is a brand new obviously the drip pan, and clean up any messes that I may have, along with some gloves to keep those hands clean. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer, and I'll set you guys on a time lapse, and we'll see what my time is. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'll set the clock on my phone, and we'll get started. So honestly, I don't remember what size that drain plug was. So here's a 17 and here's a 19. So I'm not really too sure which one I'm gonna need, but I'll have them both just in case. And just another caveat, so I never went in depth on how I do my filter changes. So in my other video, I'll have it up here. I actually did oil change before, but I did not change the filter itself. I just did the oil change. So couple things you want to note, I've already kind of talked about it, was the gasket. You guys are going to want this little metal gasket. This little crush gasket creates a nice seal for you, that way you don't get any leaks. You guys should change that every couple oil changes, that way it prevents anything from leaking. And you're also going to want this little tool, and what it does is it helps assist get the old oil filter off, because without that it can be incredibly hard to get off and you can actually injure your hand. That's actually what happened to me last summer, and that's why I ended up injuring my hand and I couldn't do my SST fluid change. And kind of embarrassing to say, but yeah, the dealership put that thing on super tight. I tried to hold it with my hands and ended up injuring myself. Messed up some tendons. Anyways, yeah, make sure you go ahead and get one of these. I got this from Walmart. It's probably like $5 or $6, so relatively cheap, and it's kind of needed. All right, good old start watch. Ready, set, go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pause that time lapse and interrupt the video. So in my last video of my oil change, I never went over how to install and prep your oil filter for the new one. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So first things first, here is your oil filter, the brand new one. This is again the Mobile 1 M1104 Alpha. So you can see it there. That's what I have in the car currently. And what's going to happen is, you see this little rubber O-ring? That's kind of dry, and what you want to do is you want to go ahead and prep that. So what you're going to do is, I'm going to use the old oil, kind of get some on my hands, and go around this O-ring, get it all lubricated. The second thing I want to go over is the oil drip pan bolt. And here it is right here. So this is what you're going to remove to release your oil, and here is the crush gasket. So one side is going to be flat, and the other side has a little hump on it, I guess you could call it. Anyways, you want the flat side against the bolt. Obviously you want to make sure it's clean, but flat side against the bolt, and that's how it's going to sit in there, just like so. As you can tell, mine is pretty beat up. I do got to get some new ones, so that'll be on order for the next round. So that's the two things I wanted to touch up, was the gasket, how it sits on there, and then how to prep your oil filter. And so let's go ahead and start that time lapse over. If you guys have any questions on what I just talked about, lay them down in the comments below, and I'll hit you guys up. So back to your previous program. I am here in the car. I stopped the timer. It is at 29 minutes and 33 seconds. So that was the whole oil change portion, with a couple hiccups in there. You guys couldn't really see, but some stuff with the filter. Anyways, here is the next portion right here. You want to go ahead and get rid of that service light, and you want to schedule for your next one. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead to the left side of your speedometer, RPMs and everything, to this info button. What you're going to do is go ahead and find your service page, which is this one right here with the wrench. You're going to go ahead and hold down the info button, and when it starts blinking, you're going to go ahead and hit it again, and that's how you go ahead and clear it. So now it automatically resets at 3,300 miles or 50 months. That's what this program's set to. But 3,300 miles, that's pretty good for my car, and that's what I'm going to go ahead and change it at. So once it hits 3,300 miles, I'm going to go ahead and do this process over again. So probably not the filter. I do the filter every other oil change, but yeah, so that's how you go ahead and do that. And speaking about doing my oil change, I also need to rotate my tires. That's not going to be for this video, but I'll go ahead and film it for another rainy day, give you guys something to watch. Yeah, so stick around. If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the oil change and the process, let me know. I did beat my 45-minute goal, so I'm happy about that. And oil change, just one less thing I gotta worry about now. So again, any questions, lay them down below, and thanks for watching. So as always, never live your life on auto, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.